Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into some practical advice from Epictetus on self-discipline and humility. He teaches us that when we make personal progress, whether it's eating simply, exercising restraint, or handling hardship, it's best to keep it to ourselves rather than seeking praise for it. Let's break down how this approach helps us grow with quiet confidence and avoid the need for external validation. Part 1. Practicing self-discipline without seeking approval. Epictetus reminds us that even if we make progress in self-discipline, like eating frugally or cutting back on certain comforts, we don't need to announce it to the world. Often, there's a temptation to share our wins with others, especially when it comes to personal achievements. But Epictetus encourages us to keep these accomplishments private, focusing on the inner growth rather than the outward recognition. This mindset shift helps us stay grounded. Instead of looking for others' approval, we're growing for our own sake, building inner strength that doesn't rely on others' praise. Part 2. Finding perspective by staying humble. Epictetus also reminds us to keep our efforts in perspective. Just because we practice a small act of discipline doesn't mean we're doing something extraordinary. In fact, he encourages us to remember those who have even less, who manage with greater patience and resilience than we do. This perspective helps us stay humble and avoid feeling superior just because we're practicing restraint in one area. Humility allows us to see our progress as part of a larger journey, not something that sets us apart. It reminds us that there's always room to grow and that the point of self-discipline isn't to feel superior, but to build resilience and self-control. Part 3. Small acts of discipline done quietly. Epictetus advises us to practice discipline in small, quiet ways. For example, if you're very thirsty, he suggests just rinsing your mouth with water instead of immediately drinking. And importantly, he says to tell no one about it. These small acts of self-discipline build inner strength without needing external validation. It's a practice for yourself, not for the approval of others. Imagine the power of knowing you're capable of small sacrifices, even when no one is watching. This kind of self-discipline creates a sense of self-trust and confidence that can't be taken away because it's rooted in personal choice, not public recognition. Part 4. How to practice self-discipline with quiet humility. Here are some ways to apply this Stoic approach to self-discipline in your daily life. 1. Keep personal achievements private. Next time you achieve something you're proud of, consider keeping it to yourself rather than sharing it immediately. Let the inner growth be its own reward. 2. Find contentment in small acts. You don't need to make grand gestures to build resilience. Focus on small actions that strengthen your self-discipline, even if no one else notices. 3. Remind yourself of the bigger picture. When you're practicing discipline, remember that there are many who do more with less. This perspective keeps you humble and helps you focus on the journey of growth rather than the destination. Part 5. The freedom of growing for yourself. Epictetus's advice ultimately teaches us to find freedom in personal growth. When we practice self-discipline without the need for praise, we free ourselves from others' opinions. We're no longer doing things for approval, we're doing them for the inner strength they build. This approach brings a deep, quiet confidence, knowing that our growth is for us and us alone. By focusing on quiet self-discipline, we create a more meaningful connection with ourselves, one that isn't swayed by others' reactions or judgments. Wrap up. So, if you're working on self-discipline, try practicing it with quiet humility. Next time you achieve a personal milestone, remember, the real reward is in the growth, not the recognition. Let your progress be for you and enjoy the freedom of growing for your own sake. Let me know in the comments if this resonates with you or if you've tried practicing self-discipline without needing to share it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more insights on building inner strength and humility. Until next time, remember, true self-discipline doesn't seek applause, it seeks growth.